The portal screams, a raw tearing sound, then implodes behind me, showering the air with glittering fragments of fractured reality. I land hard, my boots sinking into something wet and yielding, not soil, but a shimmering, unstable ground. A chilling, metallic tang instantly claws at my throat, stinging my eyes, burning in my lungs. Leela gasps, clutching her chest, a faint silver sheen already frosting her lips. Behind me, Leela's breathing grows shallower. Her body shudders, the corporate neurotoxins still actively fighting the remnants of my last concoction. I barely register the bizarre glowing flora around us, my focus entirely on the atmosphere. My cursed senses, usually a dull void, now prickle with 1,000 unseen chemical signals. This air, it's not just toxic, it's aggressive. Microscopic, razor-sharp particles of solidified resonance vibrate through the very air, seeking purchase in every orifice, seeking entry into every membrane. They coat Leela like a macabre dew, slowing her movements, deepening the silver frost that now crusts her eyelashes. We've plunged straight into a bioreactive haze, a primeval brew of pure metallic essence. This new world demands an immediate culinary solution, a rapid adaptation from my arsenal before the silver consumes us both. It's a race against time, not just for Leela, but for the very possibility of understanding this bizarre ecosystem. You won't want to miss what unique concoction I'll have to brew, including a vital secret about this strange place that'll be shared later in our journey. My boots crunch on strange crystalline pebbles as I push deeper into the canyon. The air here feels thick, almost viscous, carrying a faint, sweet tang I can't quite place. It's unlike the usual metallic stench of toxic biomes. Then I see it. Scattered patches of foliage, usually a dull green, now gleam with an internal, pearlescent glow, like trapped starlight. It's not a superficial reflection. The light emanates from within the leaves themselves, radiating a cool, silver luminescence. A closer look reveals intricate, fine silver threads webbing across every exposed rock face and twisting through the spongy fungal growths. They pulse, a rhythmic, almost imperceptible thrum that I feel more than hear, visible only to my keen eye. This isn't a natural mineral deposit, nor anything I've ever logged in my extensive botanical archives. The silvering is dynamic, spreading with a slow, deliberate grace, reshaping the very environment around me. Another silver vein creeps across Leela's neck. A faint, high-frequency hum vibrates through the ground into my palms as I kneel, placing a hand near a particularly luminous patch. Instability. This localized phenomenon suggests a deeper, more volatile presence. My caution spikes. This is something alive, and it completely dictates a new approach to our predicament. My probe hovers, a nervous hum against the silence of the conduit chamber. The silvered substance in the ancient channel pulsates with a faint, internal light, like a trapped nebula. It's unlike anything I've cataloged, brimming with unknown energies. As I adjust a delicate setting, a microscopic imperfection on the probe's casing gives way. A minuscule droplet of residual water, clinging stubbornly, dislodges. It falls, a tiny bead of clarity, plummeting towards the swirling mercury below. The instant it makes contact, the silvered patch beneath it convulses with almost awareness. Not a gentle ripple, but a sudden, violent shiver that spreads outwards, an expanding shockwave across the metallic surface. The droplet doesn't mix, it's forcefully repelled, skittering across the surface like frightened prey, before evaporating in a puff of steam. A sharp, acrid metallic odor instantly floods the air around me. My nose twitches, a familiar warning despite my taste blindness. This isn't just a substance. This is a complex, intensely reactive entity. The conduit isn't merely holding the ingredient. It's actively responding to my presence. The entire environment here, it's alive. A volatile chemical ecosystem I must navigate with extreme caution. What I discovered next explained why the locals feared this place. I watched the native fauna, their forms shimmering faintly in the silver light. They keep a wide, respectful berth from the iridescent pools. Their movements precise, almost ritualistic. A small herd of three-horned grazers approach the edge. Their low, resonant sonic pulses ripple through the air, a constant warning I can feel vibrating in my chest, mapping the perimeter. Each pulse seems to test the silver's invisible boundaries. It's an intelligent caution. They don't just avoid it, they understand it. Then they converge on a patch of spherical, bright green fruits, like oversized limes, growing from gnarled obsidian dark bushes. They gorge themselves, not just for hunger, but with an almost strategic urgency. Once satiated, their sonic warnings intensify, a quick, almost defiant burst before they tentatively, slowly, step towards the silver's edge. The liquid silver itself seems to recoil, subtly shifting its sheen, a defensive flex. It's not just a chemical, but a reactive organism with a conscious, hostile perimeter. The lime-like fruits are clearly its natural antagonist, a biological counteragent the local wildlife instinctively knows to deploy against this danger. My curiosity sharpens into a focused determination, laced with a new kind of dread. This ingredient fights back, and I must master its fight. The faint, iridescent trail ends abruptly at a jagged fissure in the bedrock. A deep, resonant hum vibrates through the air, thrumming against my teeth. Inside, the gloom gives way to an ethereal glow. A river of pure, luminous, mercury-like liquid flows with an otherworldly grace, its surface boiling and swirling with complex, almost intelligent patterns. This is it, the liquid silver. My breath catches. I don't have much time. The frost is spreading. Curiosity quickly warps into something colder. As I lean closer, a section of the shimmering surface nearest me erupts, forming sharp, aggressive glyphs that pulse with an inner light before dissolving. It's reacting to my presence, not like a passive element, but with conscious, direct hostility. The air around it crackles with a sharp, metallic tang, subtly underscored by a fresh, zesty scent. I scan the fissure walls. There, nestled amongst glowing moss, are clusters of antidote limefruit, their vibrant green skins pulsing faintly. They seem to thrive on the very emanations from the liquid silver. This isn't merely an ingredient. It's a volatile guardian, its defense mechanism, a living, shifting current. The limefruit must be its symbiotic counteragent, perhaps even its pacifier. My initial awe gives way to grim determination. If it reaches her heart, she's finished. Harvesting this will demand more than technique. It requires deciphering a primal, liquid language. I lean closer, my eyes tracking the mesmerizing undulations of the liquid silver. It pulses with a soft, internal light, like a tiny, captive star. My ceramic ladle is steady in my grip, its material chosen specifically for its non-reactive properties. I need a clean sample, a direct glimpse into its raw, unstable essence. The air thickens, carrying an almost metallic sweetness, but underneath, a deep, pervasive cold begins to radiate, subtly numbing my fingertips. This isn't just a substance, it's an entity guarding itself. With deliberate precision, I extend the ladle, its ceramic lip poised to skim the surface. The moment it approaches, the spirit convulses. A blinding, silvery shockwave ripples through the pool, and then, faster than thought, a whip-thin tendril erupts. It's super chilled, wreathed in frosty vapor, a spear of concentrated cold. It strikes my ladle with a deafening crack. Ceramic shards explode outward, singing past my face, scattering like crystalline rain. The impact vibrates up my arm, leaving a phantom ache. My eyes narrow. This isn't an environmental hazard. It's direct, intelligent hostility. This volatile, active defense, this elemental core. I feel a cold dread, but also a fierce resolution. This is important. The spirit had one weakness, but using it would be dangerous. I watch the liquidsilver, its shimmering mass now more than just a liquid. It breathes, it feels. Its previous lunge, followed by that instantaneous hardened shell, reveals a crucial pattern. The shell isn't constant. It softens, retracting briefly into the flowing riverbed before its next territorial surge. That's my window. The moment of post-attack vulnerability. The sheer intelligence behind its defense sends a chill down my spine, but also a surge of focused determination. My hands move with urgent precision. The antidote limefruit, already peeled, grinds into a fine, pale green paste beneath my mortar and pestle. A sharp, metallic tang fills the air, cutting through the damp mineral scent of the cave. I need this concoction to be acidic enough to etch, to disrupt, but not so corrosive it destroys the very essence I seek to harvest. I retrieve a long-handled brush, its bristles surprisingly resilient, crafted from some fibrous riverweed. The pressure of time weighs on me. The silver frost has reached Leela's chest. I dip the brush into the potent paste, coating it thickly. My eyes lock onto the shimmering mass. It lunges again, a silver serpent striking out, then retracts with a fluid whisper. Now, I extend the brush, painting a thick, glowing band of acidic paste onto the rock, directly into the path where the spirit's softened body rests during its brief recovery. A new rule of engagement established, a silent, calculated challenge laid bare. This is a game of precise timing. The limefruit paste fizzes, searing a bright scar across the spirit's metallic skin. My window. I don't hesitate. My gloved hands move with practiced speed, deploying a complex array of narrow funnels and heat-resistant glass vials. The shimmering mass recoils, pulsing, desperate to reseal. A tendril whips out, grazing a funnel, the metal instantly liquefying. My heart thumps a frantic rhythm against my ribs. "Hold fast, you slippery devil," I murmur, adjusting a funnel with a calculated shift of my weight. The entire cavity vibrates, a low, resonant hum. This is no mere chemical. It's an entity fighting for every drop of its essence. I watch the dazzling, dangerous cascade of liquid silver stream into each vial, every successful fill a small, hard-won triumph. The air itself feels charged, thick with its struggle. With the main flow secured, I carefully gather the remaining antidote limefruit. Its sharp scent a welcome anchor. I examine the bottled spirit, its chaotic energy now subdued, shimmering softly within its containment. This continuous dance with peril never truly ends. But Leela now has a fighting chance. This unique spirit is important. The familiar, weary weight of purpose settles within me. The copper pot shimmers, a contained furnace of volatile energies. Within its depths, the liquid silver rides, a living current trying to escape my tongs, shimmering with a hostile intelligence that pulses against the intense heat. It flares, spitting tiny silver motes that vaporize on contact. Suddenly, the spirit lashes out, trying to surge over the pot's rim. I barely clamp the lid down in time. Reality distortion worsens. the air warping into jagged fractals, threatening to tear the room apart. The brew begins to vibrate, the liquid destabilizing, threatening to explode in a fountain of raw metal. I meticulously introduce the antidote limefruit, dropping segmented wedges into the metallic frenzy. They fizz and crackle, immediately battling the entity, their botanical acids neutralizing its aggression. My hand steadies, not from a lack of pressure, but from sheer, focused will. The flames beneath the pot roar, then whisper, responding to micro-adjustments only I can perceive. I plunge a fine mesh strainer into the roiling mass, carefully separating the refined essence, discarding the spent, writhing remnants. The concoction screams silently, a high-frequency whine only my cursed senses detect, a final protest. Beads of sweat trace cold paths down my face, but my focus is absolute. The liquid inside the pot, once violently agitated, now gleams with a pearlescent stability, a calm, potent blue. It's done. The Quicksilver Quaff, a promise of immunity forged in fire and will, hums softly, vibrating with triumphant energy. I lift the Quicksilver Quaff, its surface shimmering faintly. My hand is steady, a deep breath. I sip. The first taste is nothing. Then a sudden, profound cold blossoms in my chest, spreading like liquid nitrogen through my veins, but without the pain. It's not a chill, but a protective embrace, an internal winter. My senses sharpen. The hum of the liquid silver stream outside feels distant, muffled. A true immunity. I reach out and touch a pool of raw silver. It doesn't burn. It doesn't react. I feel like a vessel forged from diamond ice. The constant awareness of lurking toxicity, that quiet dread, recedes. I turn to the wary locals gathered at the edge of our camp. The spirits in these waters are dangerous. They are a living, seeking current. Do not ingest, do not disturb, unless you are prepared for what it gives back. My voice echoes with a new, quiet authority. Then, to my crew. Their faces are drawn, exhausted, another one down. My gaze sweeps over them. We pushed hard, too hard perhaps, but we learned. I clench my fist, the phantom cold still coursing. This mission is complete, but the threats aren't. We rest, then we move. There are more places like this, more mysteries to unravel, more ingredients calling. The journey continues, a heavy silence. We prepare to leave. The silver tide awaits. That's a wrap for this world. If you want to keep exploring the multiverse with me and see what ingredients we hunt next, hit that subscribe button and join the crew. The next portal opens soon. Don't get left behind. See ya!